Good evening, everybody. This is Mike Banner from 62 Who Knew. Thank you very much. This is our third episode, and it is going to be a fun episode. I'm very excited about our two guests. But let me give you a synopsis of what 62 Who Knew is, and then a little quick synopsis about our upcoming show. So as most of you know, unless you're your first-time viewer, 62 Who Knew deals with the fact that longer lifespans, medical technology, scientific breakthroughs are just making us live longer. And that longer lifespan is most certainly a double-edged sword. It's a great thing, but if in fact we want to retire in our early to mid-60s, and the odds are we're going to live to our mid to upper 80s, possibly even into our 90s, well, then we have to do some great planning to be retired for 2 or even 3 decades and live a high quality of life. And what we do here on 62 Who Knew is try to bring in guests every week to help that quality of life, not just for 62 and above, but actually for people in their 50s that are heading there. So that's what 62 Who Knew is all about. Now let's talk to you about today's guests. Today's first guest is Mr. Dontee Nicholls, who you're now seeing on camera, and I've been very excited to meet, ex-Tampa Bay Buck. He's going to give us a little bit more about his background in a minute. As you know, he retired 2012?
Yes.
2012, went into coaching, mentoring, motivational speaking, philanthropy. This is one kind of incredible young man that helps his community and people all over the place. And we're just so excited to have him because health is a big thing.
Yes.
There's no reason to get to 90 years old if you can't do it with quality of life and have some fun. Our second guest is kind of an incredible guest. Somebody we're so excited to have, Mr. Ebong Eka. Now that may be a familiar name to some of our viewers because he is very well known on Fox News, CNN, where else? MSNBC, TED Talk, which is a goal of mine to be on TED Talk. Mm-hmm. And he is a CPA. He is a national recruiter, motivator. I've already said CPA. He's going to be our second guest, and he's literally going to talk to us about really and truly, what does 10,000 people a day turning 62 years old in this country mean to this country for the next 18 years as the baby boomers come of age, as America comes of age? What does that mean to our economy, to health care, to insurance costs? There's a lot of repercussions to these longer lifespans, which again makes him just a perfect guest for 62 Who Knew. But right now, let's get to our first guest, Mr. Dontee Nicholls. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
Tell us what you've been doing for the first few minutes since you left the Bucks in 2012.
Well, when I left the Bucks, I actually wanted to get back into coaching. Mm-hmm. So I kind of went back to my alma mater, my old high school, and just started helping out around there, and actually launched my coaching career. So coached a couple of guys that went on to college, play college football. A couple of some NFL guys that are NFL prospects now. So
that's fantastic.
Most definitely.
Must feel good.
Oh yes.
To actually go back to your high school.
Yes.
Now you're a very, very young man.
Yeah.
People think of retired players, and they think of people, doing specials with William Shatner. And that's great. They're unbelievable superstars.
Correct.
But I think of the guys with the ponytails and the gray hair. That to me is a retired football player. We've spoken before, but today's the first day we met.
Yes.
Why did you get out early? I know you had some injuries.
Yes, that's exactly why. Had 7 knee injuries. I needed eighth surgery, but and it was at the time I was having my first child, my son, and it took me going into the doctor's office. Mm-hmm. And upon a visit, the doctor held up 2 X-rays, one of my knee and another 60-year-old patient. I was like, "Hey, you got to make a decision if you want to walk." Wow. Most definitely, having my son, I
changes
decided
everything.
to hang up my cleats and pick up a whistle.
Oh, that is fantastic. Now, you said your first son. Tell me, more children?
No. Actually,
Okay.
I just have one.
Okay.
But she's hinting at another, so I don't know.
That means you got to keep working.
Oh my gosh.
And now, tell us a little bit about now your mentoring and what you're doing around the state of Florida.
Most definitely. I recently just had a football camp down in Miramar, Florida. Had about 80 to 100 kids out. It went well, and pretty much after the camp, after the football aspects of it, sat down, spoke about life, definitely things they need to do, or should do if they want to prevail in the sport of football. Kind of give them the keys that I've done, and what route I took to get to where I was. So.
Yeah, it's a crazy world out there right now, and
most definitely.
And children need that help. It really does. It's I think every generation says that, but kids have got it rough today. They really do. There's too much bad influence out there, and to have some sort of a sports icon like you to go out there and stand in front of them and say, "Here I am. I did it, so can you." I think that's incredible. But let's talk about staying in shape, which. Me talking about staying in shape is like Stevie Wonder talking about sharpshooting. Stop laughing. All my children are probably laughing. Is Dad talking about staying in shape? Has he got an Entenmann's fudge cake underneath that desk? But you get to an age, and I just turned 60, and I'm fine with that. Not really, but it's better than the alternative.
Right.
And I am going to get in shape with a mutual friend of ours that you're going to shamelessly plug before the end of your segment. But it is important for people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, that whole adage of you can't gain muscle, you can't really change after a certain age. That's pretty much bullshit, isn't it?
It is.
All right, good. Explain. Go ahead.
So most definitely, I think, especially when you're climbing up in age, it's definitely important at at that time to, get into a health regimen. Definitely training, weight training. Weight training has been monumental as far as the increased muscle growth, and it's definitely deterring things like diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, things like that. With a good weight training program, it's life changing. Definitely.
He just mentioned all the things I take pills for. It's like he snuck into my medicine cabinet and look. Now I'm going to sign up now before you leave.
Most definitely.
Well, what about the adage, though? I mean, I know chemically, because of testosterone and certain things, it is harder to add muscle as you get older, but it's far from impossible.
No, not at all. The where I work at now, which is X-Force Body, we're seeing we work with most of our our target group are usually from 40 to we have a client that's 80 years old that's still he's still still knocking out reps. He's looking amazing in there, so and it just attests to the weight training, and you're seeing great results, like guys in their 50s, late 50s, early 60s, and they're putting on, losing 20 pounds and putting on 10 pounds of muscle, so it's keeping them young. It's reversing the aging process.
It really does. And that's another fallacy, isn't it? I've always used to read in the 70s and 80s, and that you can't lose weight and put on muscle at the same time. But that's not true either. It's two different functions.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Exactly. And what we focus on at X-Force is we give a workout, but it's also targeting metabolism. So not only are you building muscle, but you're losing fat at the same time. And so we give you a program, and that program that we give you are regimented so that can happen.
And we're going to talk about X-Force more. We have about 30 seconds before our first break. But you have X amount of exercises. We'll go into detail after the break. But there's no rest in between, is there? Because sometimes when I'm in there socializing, not working out, I hear the trainers going, "No, you can't rest. Go, go."
Exactly.
And I feel guilty when I leave and go to Chili's for fajitas. I really do. So
that's just because when you're resting, it's kind of defeating the metabolism part of it. We want to get that metabolism working and keep it up, high, And so the higher, the less rest you have through your workout, the more calories we're burning. So,
Right.
we want to tap into that aspect.
All right, well, we're going to come back and talk about the quite unique style of X-Force Body, because I believe in it, and it's not because you're here or because our mutual friend Ileana told me about
Correct.
it, but it's something that I used to read heavily about in the 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
before you and Ileana were born, let me add. And we're going to talk about that in our next segment. Hi, my name is Mike Banner, and in addition to being the host of the 62 Who Knew television show, I am also the president of Professional Mortgage Alliance, where our passion is helping seniors entering retirement purchase their dream retirement home without the obligation of a monthly principal and interest payment. Please call me at 727-224-3859 or visit my website at professionalmortgagealliance.com.
My name is Ann Rogers, and I'm a real estate agent and broker in Pinellas County and have been for over 24 years. Ann Rogers Relocation Resources provides a full array of services to help you or your loved one transition gracefully to a new residence or adult living community. Our first consultation is free and with no obligation. Please visit our website or call to talk to me directly.
Hi, my name is Lisa Marie Kennedy, your real estate expert here in the Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton area. I've spent years developing myself, studying the industry so I can serve you and communicate with you the best way possible in your real estate transaction. My phone number is 941-807-2054, or please visit my website at lisamariekennedy.com.
All right, welcome back. We are here with Dontee Nicholls, ex-NFL football star, current coach, trainer, and he's going to tell us a little bit about where he's at now in this unique form of training. For those of the viewers that are out there that are closer to my age, there were two bodybuilders in the 70s and 80s, Mike and Ray Mentzner, and they weren't quite on the cover of Muscle Magazine as much as Arnold, but they were up there. They were Mr. Americas, Mr. Universes. They were world-class bodybuilders.
Correct.
And as Arnold was working, who's my favorite bodybuilder, of course, of all time, as Arnold was working out 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, Mike and Ray Mentzner insisted that they were working out 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day, 3 days a week, and building almost the same muscle using negative repetition. And that turned into, for what I understand, the science. A doctor got involved. You're going to know this better than me. And that's really how X-Force Body was created. So tell us a little bit about this unique workout. But I know a lot of people that work out with you in Ileana, and the change in their bodies are incredible.
Yes. So that's actually, what got me into being a coach. I started working out myself, and just doing the workouts, it was night and day difference. What used to take me, playing football, what used to take me an hour and a half to achieve in the gym took only 20 minutes at X-Force.
Yeah.
And, that was a no-brainer for me.
That's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And go ahead, if you would explain a little bit about the negative error, because you actually have machines
Correct.
that are specifically designed. You're not saying to your client, go slow on the way down.
Well,
I mean, you are, but the machine helps you.
Correct. You're absolutely right. So the machines, the X-Force machines, are, so it's a tilting force. All right. So you're going to lift, it's a 40% difference of whatever weight you're lifting. So say if I was lifting, 80 pounds, on the negative, I'll lift 100 pounds coming back.
Wow.
So, because it's the difference of the
Right.
tilt. All right. And pretty much with the negative training and, like I said, the meal plan that we have in place, that's how you're seeing the differences that you're seeing.
Now, now I know it's you commit to 2 times a week.
Twice a week, 30
minutes.
workouts.
But you don't stop in between sets.
Oh no, we don't stop. We, once we start, we keep the ball rolling. Most of the times you're able to finish a workout within, 17, 20 minutes.
Right.
And the other 10 minutes you're resting.
Now, there's no treadmills in your gym.
No treadmills.
So talk to me about cardio, because again, to me, brought up in the 70s, cardio was a big part of that.
Correct.
So how do we get our cardio? Do we walk? Do we?
So along with our program, outside of when you're in the gym, that's when it takes, the real work. All right. Those, they're pretty much what you say your rest days.
Right.
All right. And that's, we require 30 minutes of walking. All right. You're drinking a gallon of water.
How many
every
times
day.
a week?
That's every day, 30 minutes.
30 minutes of walking a gallon of water a day. That's I'm not saying this to make people laugh. I'm not. I know I'm not alone at this. A gallon of water a day is hard. My son, my 25-year-old son, drinks a gallon of water a day.
Yes.
It's very hard to drink a gallon of water a day, and I would have to spend at least 18 of the 24 hours in the bathroom.
Right.
If I say, do you get used to that? Because I just,
And you do.
I don't want to say I can't, because I also do motivational speaking. So there is no such thing as I can't. I tell
Right.
people that. I believe it.
Absolutely.
It's I don't want to.
Absolutely.
But a gallon of water is very difficult. It just is.
It is, and it does take some training.
Yeah.
I was not used to drinking a gallon of water. After spending time out of the NFL. Oh no, it took me a while to get back to drinking a gallon of water.
And does it have to be water? Can it be Snapple?
No, it has to be water.
Even sugar-free Snapple?
No,
you're killing me here. Now let's talk about the diet plan also, because let's face it, the diet is the majority of it.
Correct.
And that's
correct.
that's my big weakness. That's my lack of willpower. So tell me a little bit about the diet plan.
So with the diet plan, we have a suggested menu that you can go out. It has your grocery list in there, so everything on the list is right there for you to grab. There's no guessing. We take the guessing part out of it.
That's good.
All right, and as long as you follow the plan, we have a 2-week plan set up. All right, so the first 2 weeks you'll eat this certain way, and I think the first for guys, I believe it's 1,600 calories.
That's not bad. So it's no
right.
crazy
It's not.
500, 800 calories,
It's not.
because
It's not.
I'll end up mugging a kid for a cookie or something.
No, it's not. It's not crazy. So once you finish your 1,400 calorie, then you drop to 1,300. All right, and your next 4 to 6 weeks you'll drop again, and you'll finish at, I believe, 1,200 calories.
So you've been doing this for a while. I know you're here. You're here to, to publicize what you do. And that's what everybody comes here to do. But you and I are about the same height. You're probably a little heavier than me. Not much. You probably have more muscle than me. I'm actually being paid a lot of money by X-Force. I'm the before picture. He's the after. It's an incredible team.
That's it right there.
But how hard was it to stay on the diet the first 6 weeks? Because I got to tell you, can I have 2 meal plans? Because I don't think one will give me enough to eat. I'm going to need 2. Is that allowed?
No. But it's definitely difficult. It's difficult going, 'cause anything you try different, it's going to be different. And the way I explain it to my clients is, the first 2 weeks we have to shock the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got to shock that body, get that metabolism because you're speeding up the times you're eating a day. You're speeding up the metabolism. We got to
Yep.
get the metabolism back up. That way, you're burning more fat.
That first 2 weeks is going to be rough. So you're one of the main trainers at the
Yes.
Clearwater location
Yes. Well, we're right here in Palm Harbor.
and Palm Harbor, and I know there's a second one coming,
Yes. Yes.
and that's fantastic. And I know your commercial is you played the first time, but it'll
Yep.
be playing again. I know we have viewers all over the country, which I'm very proud of. But if you are anywhere near the Pinellas, Hillsborough, Pasco, Hernando area, within the 4 or 5 county area of Tampa Bay, go to Palm Harbor. What is the address to your? I don't remember the address. I'm terrible. But it is on the corner of Alderman and
Yes.
Highway 19 in
Yes.
Palm Harbor, Florida.
Yes,
We
right
still
behind
have
the
time. Don't
Walgreens.
worry. We're going to talk about a lot more. I'm not rushing. But yeah, we got to get back to this meal plan because is there some sort of a charge? Let me ask this. If I wanted to hire you to stand by my refrigerator, so when I get up at 3 in the morning, I see you and you go, I don't think so. Go back to bed. Are those services available? Because
Oh, man.
yeah, it's going to take somebody your size to stop me from eating when Ileana's not looking. That's just the problem.
Right.
Now, this is rough. This is very rough. Now, I know I'm not the only person that bitches about this. Do you have other guys in there bitching about this?
Yeah.
And
we get
women,
that
I'm
all
sure.
the time. Yes, we get that all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest part, because like I said, most of the work is done outside of the gym.
course.
And everybody, we're not sticklers. Every once again you have to live.
Yeah.
I know you got to enjoy it. I'm a food guy.
Yeah.
I like to eat.
Yeah.
That's my biggest weakness, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I definitely try my best to stick to the regiment, and I train myself. So one of the other coaches, they monitor me while I do my workout, so they keep me accountable. All right. So it's tough.
Well, yeah, and it's always good no matter who's sitting here, whether it's it's funny, if it's a long-term care person,
Correct.
and they
Correct.
say, well, I don't really have long-term care insurance, you kind of look at them. But to actually have a trainer here that trains, does that, sticks to the diet, again, you're not 150 pounds going, I don't eat
Correct.
that much, you're a food guy like me, and a lot, food has become a habit. Food has become
It is.
I can't even say a habit, it's become a hobby.
A hobby,
I mean,
yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
happy, I like to eat.
Yeah.
And when I'm sad, I like to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a lose-lose situation. It really is.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
comes the guilt afterwards.
Uh-huh.
But leading us back just to 62 who knew for a minute, because we diverged.
Yeah.
The truth is, as we get older, and I wasn't fooling before, other than being overweight, I'm in pretty good shape. My blood pressure, this, that, but I'm on a lot of medication.
Right.
And doctors have said to me, Michael, you drop 40, 50 pounds. You won't be on that medication.
Right.
And you'll live a
Absolutely.
lot longer. In fact,
Absolutely.
my favorite doctor in Palm Harbor, this is always a bad sign when you're close to 60. I'm now 60. But about a year ago, she said to me, do you have major medical insurance? And I said, yes. She said, keep paying the premiums.
Wow, yeah.
So, or lose the weight.
Right,
And yet
right.
here I sit like a lot of America.
Absolutely,
So with
absolutely.
an excuse of running a mortgage company and a school and just starting a television show, we all make excuses.
Yeah.
But I think as we're approaching 62, as I am, now I'm getting very serious about wanting to be with my young grandchildren for a very long time.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
suddenly it's time to, again, with a busy schedule, I eat out a lot. But and I know that's rough on a diet.
Right.
But I'm trying to lean more towards the salad, than the
Absolutely.
pasta and the bread.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
About how many people, at a time? Because how many machines do you have? Describe a little bit about the 2 workouts. Because do you separate like normal, legs one day, show?
Nope. So what it is, it's 12 machines on each side of the gym. All right. So when you walk in, whichever designated day. So Monday you'll do one side of the gym, and the next time you come back, which is usually a Thursday, you'll do another side of the gym.
2 days in between workouts, is that what you like to see?
Correct.
Now, is that depending on age, or you want 2 days of
it's
muscle
just-
recoup no matter what?
Exactly. You got to leave time for the muscles to recover.
So Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday,
Yep, absolutely.
and you guys are open on weekends, aren't you?
No, we're not.
Oh, you're not?
Mm-mm.
La-di-da. La-di-da.
So-
That's what my mother would say. La-di-da.
So twice a week, 30-minute workouts, and everything is appointment based, and you have your own coach, and that attests to a lot of times you find yourself going to gyms, and what it is when you're doing the workout, on that 10th rep, it's
Yeah.
like, all right, this is getting too heavy. Let me quit.
Yeah.
Oh no, but somebody's over you, coaching you, in that 10th rep.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Keep going, keep going. You got more in you, and
Yeah.
you're given 11 and 12 reps.
And that's where the growth comes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's having somebody there, whether a professional like yourself or a friend,
Exactly.
having that person that go, no, one more,
exactly.
really makes a world of difference. And I think that's true all in life, though. Having, a mom or a dad going, yes, you can pass that test. Yes, you can get out of bed. Yes, I think that's the story of life.
Yes.
Which is why I guess life coaching has become so popular.
Correct.
But again, what do we got left? I don't mind asking. What do we got left? About how long? We're still good. We got 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
So, when did you first start this type of workout?
I started X-Force about 5 months ago, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what did you decide? I mean, did Ileana, who is the president of the company, who will be on one day, and is a living example of being in good shape. I'm trying to be Ileana. I'm trying to put this as delicately as possible. But on a 1 to 10 scale, Ileana is a 12. So I'm trying to be respectful here, Ileana. I'm trying hard. But she's beautiful. She's beautiful inside and out. She's
Correct.
a wonderful person.
Correct. She is.
So did you do this a few times and go, hey, I want a job? Or how did this come about that you're part of this suddenly?
So my first time hearing about it, did some research online, found the gym, and you'll be surprised with that Ileana and her little small frame.
Yes.
Yeah, she's very intimidating.
She lifts some weight.
She intimidated me my first workout.
Yeah.
And I have never done that before.
Yeah, she puts out some incredible videos. I look at the weight that she's lifting and I just feel so bad. So you either run to the gym or you grab a loaf of bread. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable.
Yep. So she pretty much gave me what we do is when you first walk in the door, no matter who you are, everybody is greeted on a first name basis.
It's very friendly atmosphere.
All right. And I came in for my discovery session. All right, so my discovery session is you watch a short video, which is about 20 or 30 minutes, and it explains what X-Force is and how we do things.
I sat through that.
Exactly, and we give you a tour and we let you try the machine. And just so happened, my first machine was the pec press. And so with me, in my background, I was like,
I'll lift this machine right through the room.
I'm used to this. And it was like, after 3 or 4 reps, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this?
So they have a section for Jerry's kids, for people like me? Because if you're going, oh my God, after 4 reps, what am I going to be doing?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So it was, like I said, what took me an hour and a half to accomplish at, normal gyms, it was not even 10 minutes at, X-Force. And since then, I was like, where do I sign up?
That's fantastic.
Exactly. So after about 3 months of working out myself, I had the opportunity to become a coach. And
we have just about 30 seconds, so I want to ask you a quick question. I mean, I see the 12 machines on each side, but is there a difference in pace? I got to ask, for a 60-year-old that's 50 pounds overweight from the 30-year-old ex-NFL star. I can't work at your pace. I mean, no, you just...
Not at all.
So there's a hotline to 911, and you have like a red phone. Another one just dropped.
No, so definitely all the machines we do, we coach you to lift in the correct form.
Right.
So if we find somebody if we find somebody getting a little winded after the workout, we'll definitely take a break.
Gasping for air.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. We'll give you a break
Clear.
until you find yourself, and we're right back at it.
All right, we are going to break right now. I'm overdue. Bye. We'll come back in 30 seconds or in a few minutes. Hi, my name is Mike Banner, and in addition to being the host of the 62 Who Knew television show, I am also the president of Professional Mortgage Alliance, where our passion is helping seniors entering retirement purchase their dream retirement home without the obligation of a monthly principal and interest payment. Please call me at 727-224-3859 or visit my website at professionalmortgagealliance.com.
Rogers, and I'm a real estate agent and broker in Pinellas County and have been for over 24 years. Ann Rogers Relocation Resources provides a full array of services to help you or your loved one transition gracefully to a new residence or adult living community. Our first consultation is free and with no obligation. Please visit our website or call to talk to me directly.
Hi, my name is Lisa Marie Kennedy, your real estate expert here in the Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton area. I spent years developing myself, studying the industry so I can serve you and communicate with you the best way possible in your real estate transaction. My phone number is 941-807-2054, or please visit my website at lisamariekennedy.com.
How are you, sir? Mr. Ebong Eka, thank you so much for being here today. I am not, there you are, I didn't see you there for a second. Thank you so much for being here today. This is our third episode, and today to have a nationally known CPA, speaker, best-selling author, entrepreneur, business growth strategist, and many more things on our third show. We thank you so much for doing this, and big shout out to Lisa Marie Kennedy for making it happen.
No, thanks a lot for having me. This is great. I'm really happy to be part of this. I'm looking forward to sharing this out with my audience and people I know. And I'm always humbled. I'm honored that people want to talk to me and want to listen to anything I have.
Well, I knew your name before Lisa brought it up, I have to tell you.
Oh, wow.
But not, I had seen you sometimes. But over the weekend, knowing you were going to be here, I went to your website. I looked at a lot of the videos, and as a professional speaker myself, not in your class, quite frankly, when I listen to somebody and then I get done and go, wow, that's good, because it doesn't make a difference what you're really talking about. You have that gift, that forceful way, forceful, positive way of delivering a message, and I don't know if that's learned or it's a gift. So it's just a pleasure to have you. So with all your background, and I know your background is much more vast than most, 10,000 people a day are going to be turning 62 years old in the United States of America. Not in the world, just in the United States of America. For the next 18 years, America is coming of age. How do you feel this is going to affect our economy, life insurance premiums, health insurance premiums? I'm really going to let you take this away, because longer lifespans is changing our world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, thanks for mentioning that. I think you're absolutely right. The economy is going to take a huge beating as it relates to the baby boomers who are coming of, as you mentioned, coming of age. We were told, and I say we, I'm 43 years old, so even I was told this, and people who were older than me were told this story. We were told a story, one, to expect retirement savings and pensions. A lot of the traditional industries like airlines and manufacturing, they were suffering because they had a huge pension liability for people they promised 30 years prior that there's gonna be money for them when they retired if they committed to 25 years of their lives to this one company, only to be fired at year 20. And so we were told this story. Now, because we're living longer, as you mentioned earlier, insurance, more especially than that, would be long-term care is going to be a disaster for so many people because they're not prepared for that. You're having baby boomers who are actually having to work longer and work more hours, mainly because just to stay alive, because they're living longer and there's not enough money for them.
No, it's funny that you brought up three words that it touches me personally, long-term care. A lot of times people, after hearing some of my public speaking, going, are you a long-term care insurance agent? And no, I am not. I'm not even an insurance agent. My passion in my other real life of not being, when I'm not a make-believe TV host, is reverse mortgages, which is a very misunderstood product, very similar to long-term care insurance. But in a country that is coming of age, the combination of long-term care insurance and reverse mortgages should be helping quality of life for millions and millions of seniors. But quite frankly, those two industries are dying. They need to be reshaped. Why are we so bad at getting this message across?
We're bad in general as it relates to financial decisions and financial thinking about the future. Here's an example. The reason why the 401k existed, there's a reason why IRAs and retirement accounts existed. Because regular people, human beings, especially Americans, are not, I'm trying to think of a nicer word to say this, but I can't, are not capable of thinking about the future. So we have to trick ourselves by creating a system to put money away for us, like squirrels do when they hide the nuts, in the yard. We got to do the exact thing with our money so that we don't go spend it and eat it all in one sitting. And so it's the same thing with money for the future. That's why we're struggling with this. That's why there's a need for. Now we're starting to think a little bit more about long-term care insurance. But you know what? It's absolutely too late if you're 60 years old and you need long-term care insurance. What are you supposed to do with that? Your premiums are going to be ridiculous. If I was 25 years old, my long-term care premiums are going to be extremely inexpensive, which makes perfect sense. Insurance companies aren't dummies. And the reason why they have so much money in their coffers because they're collecting money and they're actually paying out less than they receive.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I did have a guest in our first show, a man that I've known for about a decade, Mr. Mark Goldberg, who is a national long-term care insurance player. We're going to have a couple of those people on in the next few weeks, and I'd like to have you back if you would love to do that. There actually are now new products, I'm sure you're familiar with them, the hybrid products, that if you are in your upper 50s, pretty much all the way up to your upper 60s, and in pretty good health, it's not a non-qualifying plan, but in pretty good health, there are still some incredibly strong long-term care insurance plans out there. But again, that industry, as well as my industry, the reverse mortgage industry, we can't seem to get the message across to the people. And I think you really hit it on the head when you said there's no nice way to put it. But you're right. We seem to be ignorant of a lot of things as human beings until it's too late. And we are very guilty of that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there are a lot of people, for example, in your industry, there are a lot of people who are sitting in a house that's been paid off. So there's the David Ramsey of the world. There's a bunch of other people like this who say debt is bad, pay off all your debt. Yeah. Again, that's not trying to knock anybody else's lane or what their message is, but there are people, because the reason why you bring so much value to your marketplace is because there are a lot of people who since paid off their home were sitting in their home and they don't have the cash to take care of their needs. They never thought they were going to past 75, 80 years old. Yeah. And so that's when the reverse mortgage becomes an actual viable option to pull money equity out of the house and actually pay bills and actually have a higher quality of life.
God forbid, not only a higher quality of life, but how about if you are healthy in your 60s, pulling more some equity out of your home to pay that long-term care insurance premium, to hire a man like the man right next to me. He doesn't have his microphone on right now. To go to the gym. It's not just to take a cruise for the weekend, but how about that long-term care insurance? How about that health insurance? How about the life insurance? Instead of letting it go, keep it or convert it to whole life. There's so many things out there that can be done, and I don't want to turn this into a reverse mortgage show. I actually gave myself my word I wouldn't do that for a month, and we're in week 3. But again, you really hit the nail on the head. How are we? I do think you're both younger than me. You're much younger than me. You're much, much younger than me. It's really amazing. I'm surrounded by people always younger than me. But when you get my age, which is why we named the show 62 Who Knew, I just turned 60. When you get into your mid-50s, you start thinking a little clearer and going, wow, this ain't right. What am I going to do here? And this plethora of problems that comes along with the blessing of long life really starts to pound out you at your mid-50s, late 50s, and into your early 60s. So what is the answer? I know you don't have the answer to the question of life, but tell me what these people do in their 60s when they haven't prepared. Is there a path that you see?
Well, there's a bunch of different products out there, one of which, as you mentioned, and again, I'm not to go back to reverse mortgages, but that's actually a viable, depending on your situation and circumstances, that could be an actual viable option for the next several decades of your life, depending on what you need and where you are, where your income's coming in. Being able to speak to not only a financial advisor, but someone who does financial plans, so you can learn more about how to stretch out your dollar. Whether it's through tax advantage products or those that don't cost as much, whether it's in the bond field or maybe no load type funds, where you can actually continue to create additional income in addition to your maybe pension or 401k or retirement accounts or deferred accounts. Also, after I think 65, 67, you're required to start withdrawing from your 401k once you've reached that age. So that's something you should talk to your tax advisor as well as your financial planner to make sure that you're not paying any extra in tax. And one last thing I would add to that is, if retirement only means that you're supposed to mean that you're in control of your time. That's it. It's not supposed to mean that you quit and just sit at home and play and maybe go play golf once or twice a week. What ends up happening is your brain starts to shut down, your body starts to shut down because you spent the last 45 years doing something else. Now you're doing nothing. That's just two extremes. So
that's right.
So one thing you could consider is start finding some part-time work that gets you engaged, gets you out of the house, something that you love, you always thought about doing, somewhere where you can bring value, whether it's maybe you go volunteer, maybe not volunteer, but you teach at a university if you are a professional somewhere, teach in your high school, and just you can bring in additional income and additional benefits as a result of that, and you're also stimulating your mind.
Absolutely. I've always defined retirement. I want to retire if I can in my mid to late 60s, but I define retirement as not having to work. I don't want to sit home and do nothing because I know that's just not good. But one of the things you talk about working, well, there's 1 minute left to this segment. When I walk into a Walmart or a Kmart or a Target, when I walk into a Burger King or a McDonald's that I do too often, and that 70 or 75-year-old is at the front of the store saying, would you like a cart? Or in Burger King next to the teenager, would you like fries with that? One of the things that I say in my public speaking is, I have nothing but respect for those seniors who realized they were short on money and they went back into the workforce. And I have nothing but respect for those businesses hiring people that haven't been in the workforce. But I know they're not there because they're bored. They're there because they're broke. And I want to approach that subject when we come back for the next segment. How did I time that? Am I getting better? Hi, my name is Mike Banner, and in addition to being the host of the 62 Who Knew television show, I am also the president of Professional Mortgage Alliance, where our passion is helping seniors entering retirement purchase their dream retirement home without the obligation of a monthly principal and interest payment. Please call me at 727-224-3859 or visit my website at professionalmortgagealliance.com.
And I'm a real estate agent and broker in Pinellas County and have been for over 24 years. Ann Rogers Relocation Resources provides a full array of services to help you or your loved one transition gracefully to a new residence or adult living community. Our first consultation is free and with no obligation. Please visit our website or call to talk to me directly.
Hi, my name is Lisa Marie Kennedy, your real estate expert here in the Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton area. I spent years developing myself, studying the industry so I can serve you and communicate with you the best way possible in your real estate transaction. My phone number is 941-807-2054, or please visit my website at lisamariekennedy.com.
Welcome back. Thank you, sir, for being here again, Mr. Eka. We ended the last section in a real hurry there, and we were talking about the people that, or the seniors that are in the front of the department stores offering you a cart, or in a fast food restaurant, seeing if you'd like fries with your meal. And I said it quickly, but I'm going to say it again. I have nothing but respect for this age class of people that got up one day, looked in the bank account and went, wow, there's nothing there, or not enough there, and come back into the workforce. Nothing but respect. And to those companies, Target, Walmart, Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, I hope I don't leave anybody out, who are bringing those people back in. But you don't go get a job in the front of a department store or a restaurant counter, which is hard work. And, when you're bored, you do a couple of things that you mentioned. You're a volunteer. You're a candy striper. So they're doing this because they're so short on cash. And one of the things I want to get your opinion on about what's going on in the world today. I watched a lot of your stuff over the weekend, and I promised we wouldn't make 62 Who Knew into any type of a political show, not until I have at least 1 million viewers, which is a few weeks away. But we agree on much, let's put it that way. Those seniors' children, and I'm trying not to be mean either, they may have looked for a handout from the government. Yet that generation, they got up and went to work. I mean, our mothers, probably your grandparents, my mother and father, that generation, they knew the value of work. They didn't ask for anything. With all your national speaking, what is your opinion now on the younger people and the technology that affects our life, that allows us to talk, and how it's affected our parents and grandparents, what they considered the values of work?
It's very interesting because you're right. That's a common discussion among the generations. Like the younger generation, do they actually value work? But also too, the older generation, boomers, even Gen X's, Gen Ys, they see work differently because they've kind of seen that evolution. 20 years ago, 5 years ago, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation together. Yeah. It wouldn't be as clear as it is. Like it's a TV show. We wouldn't have this. 7 years ago, there was no Twitter or any of that stuff. So, maybe 10 years ago. But the whole point of what I'm saying is this: because we're in the middle of an evolution of technology, there's a lot more opportunities out there for people. Now there are people who have full-time jobs making, 80, 90, 6 figures, and even multiple 6 figures, being experts in social media. Mm-hmm. Whether it's working with a company, working for a company, or having clients themselves. And when you have an opportunity to learn a new skill, that will automatically rocket you to the front of the line in any industry, in any capacity. As long as you're open enough. And that that requires humility in any capacity of life. Be able to be open enough to say, I don't know anything about this. I need to learn about this. I mean, look at you, Michael. There are people who have skills like you, who have your experience, but they would never consider doing a show like you're doing right now because the technology scares them. And you bring in experts, you learn about what's going on, and you do what you're doing. So, for the younger people, there's another thing. So that's the first thing. The second thing for the younger people is also understanding the importance of hard work and sticking with something, because we think that results are supposed to come easy or easier than we realize. Sometimes your results may take a year, 2 years, 5 years before whatever it is you're supposed to be learning comes to fruition for you. And I think the younger generation sometimes misses out on that. And nature forces you. This is the one thing I always say. Nature will always teach you a lesson. It will teach you the things you have to learn at that particular point in time. It forces you to learn, because if you don't learn, it will punish you. And if you choose not to pay attention, and you see this in animals in the wild, you don't learn how to hunt, you don't learn how to live, you perish. That's a long part of it. The same thing happens with human beings all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah. The two generations, probably three generations, but the difference between the greatest generation, which is my favorite generation, that would be my parents, both of your grandparents. A lot of people today, a lot of the young people today, really think that's a nickname, the greatest generation. But in fact, they were the greatest generation. Nothing has matched it since. They literally went to World War II. They defeated Germany. They defeated Japan. They came back to the shores of America. They saved the world. And they could have very easily just put their feet up on the porch and on a chair and said, what more do you want? We defeated the world. But instead, they built the infrastructure of the greatest country in the history of countries, in the history of time. And they did that. And I think by doing that and working as hard as they did and making America #1 in home ownership and things such as that, they created a couple of more generations that didn't have to quite sacrifice so much. And that's a blessing. I have no problem with that. But the younger generation of today, don't get mad at me, guys out there, because I want you all to watch the 62 Who Knew TV show. But immediate gratification, my God, they're taking those two words out of orbit, like no generation ever has.
You see it on social. I mean, the people with the phones automatically, if the light starts shining, they're automatically checking their Instagram or checking their Twitter to see how many people like their stuff. That's the thing about life that people don't understand. Work is good for you.
Yeah.
You are required to work. And I mean, regardless of what you believe in, the viewers who are watching, regardless of your religion, I'm not a religious statement, but in Genesis it mentions that the Lord made the earth, in 6 days, and on the seventh day he rests. So the mistake people always make is they always think about the seventh day. You got to understand, 6 days he did a whole bunch of things that require the rest. So you have to work in order to be. Rest will never make sense to you. You'll never be able to fully appreciate rest without putting in tremendous amounts and copious amounts of work. It will never make sense to you.
It is amazing how younger people, and I shouldn't just say younger people of a lot of generations don't understand that satisfaction you get from doing something only comes when you actually do something. Which leads us to a different topic of, again, today's world and the way people think a little different, and children getting participation trophies for just showing up. I'm kind of against that. We have less than a minute left, but your final thoughts on what 62, not our program, but on people turning 62 who have 2 or 3 decades left of their life. What should they be doing?
Your life's not over. You should do whatever the heck you want to do. And you have an opportunity right now to search what that is. The internet is here. Google is here. Google on your phone. Whatever you want to learn, you can actually become an expert in something within a short period of time, because there's no monopoly on information and knowledge. It's there. Knowledge is everywhere. Watch YouTube. You can learn so much in a short period of time, as long as you want to be, as long as you have the humility enough, and actually the idea that you want to go after something. You literally can probably make money in whatever else you decide to learn in the next year and a half.
All righty. Well, I want to thank you again so much for being here. I hope next time I'm in DC we get to break bread. When I'm
Definitely.
going to bring on a couple of long-term care experts in the next few weeks. And if you'd like to come on and talk with them, I'd love to have you again.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the man sitting next to me for this.
Thank you.
And after 3 weeks of more success than I thought we would have, we're going to change the format of the 62 Who Knew TV show starting next week. We're going to go from 2 guests, 30 minutes each, to 1 guest for 1 hour, and it's going to be a call-in show, a live call-in show. Legal help, long-term care, health insurance. Join us next week for our new format. Thank you so much.